here with John from Nickel Brook. A couple questions, have a little bit of a conversation here. First off, how long have you been in business?
Nickel Brook's been in business now coming on to about 7 years.
7 years, and how many employees do you have?
Nickel Brook probably has about, full and part-time, about 12 employees.
12 employees? Now they say statistics and all, but they say that craft breweries now contain about 20% of the brewery force in Ontario. How do you feel about that?
I think that's maybe on the high side. It is definitely growing, and life is changing as a small brewer. When going back to our history, we're a homebrew store. We built Nickel Brook to make wort, and then that fell apart with 24 for 24. So I decided, to put my Nickel Brook shirt on and start hitting the pavement. And let me tell you, when I started going out, 6, 7 years ago, there were many, many days I'd come back from a day on the road, and I would be like, what the frig did I get myself into? Like people I had friendships with in the area, in the community, go in to sell them beer now, and they wanted nothing to do with me and stuff. And craft is just, there were so many people naive and didn't even know what the industry was, right? You go into a small mom and pop restaurant, they just look at you like you had 3 heads. What are you talking about? A brewery, craft beer, and you're coming up with all this funky stuff. There was just such a small market for it. And then you look back at people like Wellington and Amsterdam have been at it for a long time. Like, they must have just gone through hell their first few years, right? But every year it gets a little better. Every day it gets a little better. There's not a day now that, we don't get a phone call, someone asking or looking for our beer, be it a restaurant, be it an LCBO, be it a licensee, which is nice to see because that was not the case, at start.
Also, you were talking about starting off really small. What is your brewing capacity here?
Right now, we're brewing 24 hours a day. We only have a 10-hect brew house, so we're brewing about 30 hects a day, 5 days a week. And come spring, this brew house is now for sale, and we are going to be putting in a 30 to 35 hect brew house. We're at capacity, so we're brewing, you do the numbers, 35 hects a day, 5 days a week, and I think last year we did about 350,000 liters.
Statistics say that now knowledge of craft brew is up to 80%. I don't know if I believe that or not. But
I don't believe that. That's pretty high.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But that's what the Ontario Business Report says. But they also say that craft brews now only own 5% of the beer market. Why do you think it's taking so long for the Ontario beer drinkers to move on to better beer?
The power of marketing, let's face it, what is beer now? If you look at the big breweries and look at, traditionally up to the past few years, you want to make a beer, how much money do you have to brand it, and it sells. Look at some of the big beers. Bud Light Lime, oh my God, get a beer, put some lime in it, charge a premium, make it an import. They couldn't keep up with it. But it's the marketing and branding, the money behind the brand. Is that a well-made beer? Yeah, if you want some lime, just get some lime cordial and put any beer you want. And buy Carling, for God's sakes, if you want to put some lime in it. And it's amazing, but it's the marketing. And you look at big brands like Corona and Coors Light, and Budweiser. Are they very well-made beers? No, but it's the marketing and the branding behind them. They put a lot of money in these beers, and Ontario craft breweries as a whole probably don't spend as much money as one of those brands. So awareness to the general consumer is slow. Coats of beer, does about 30 cans a minute. Machine's made in Calgary, so we kept it in Ontario. We could have bought this machine in the States and in China, and we just couldn't bear to do it. So we bought the machine in Canada. Almost all of Nickel Brook was made in Canada. Most of it was made in Ontario by Heavy Duty Products, and our canner was made in Calgary by Cath Brewing. Well, sorry, but I gotta work today, but us little guys, we don't have time to fart around. We gotta work for a living. And the distribution of little guys, well, the biggest problem we have is, the big players in the licensee industry, most of Labatt buys a lot of that business, and a lot of us little guys, it's hard to compete in that sector. We don't have the league tickets and the tickets to Vancouver for the Olympics and the PJ box seats and all that. I don't even go to that stuff. Golf weekends and all that. I golf once all summer. When it gets tough as a little guy to compete in that industry, that big guys are putting so much money into marketing and buying their business. Where we do it on service and price, and a lot of the people that are pumping out a lot of beer in Southern Ontario don't care. They want a branded product and they want the perks that come with it. And we just don't have those perks. And I don't think any of us little guys do.
Well, thank you very much, John. I'll let you get back to work.
If you don't want to stay and help, you could always use another hand. You get free beer at the end of the day, though.
Ooh, that's tempting. So we're going to talk some distribution here. So first, I've noticed a huge surge of craft beer in the LCBO, and still almost nothing in the beer store.
Well, should I be nice about it or harsh about it? The biggest problem with the beer store is that it's geared to the big brands and the big top 10. As a small brewer now, to get into the beer store to distribute, say, our beer in Southern Ontario, I'm looking at a $30,000 to $40,000 bill per brand up front. And that doesn't guarantee my beer is going to sell. So it becomes hard for us little guys, to come up with that kind of cash up front. And then secondly, you still, in a lot of the stores, you still just got that label on the wall. You go into the liquor store and you look at the beer store now, they're starting to look at this stuff. They want to, the LCBO's done an incredible job, not just in the beer department, selling liquor. It's a boutique now. It's like going to the mall looking for clothes. You walk in a liquor store and you're shopping. It's unbelievable, the options and availability in most stores that are available to people.
I was just shopping yesterday for some beer for the review.
It's great what they've done. And now the beer store realizes this, and they're building now these boutique liquor stores. People like to touch and feel, and when you got craft, that's what people like to do, like to grab the bottle, look at it, read the ingredients. Where's it from? Who made it? What is it? And they can touch and look at this, and they're more receptive to picking it up. Where looking at a label, on a wall, it gets tough for a small brewer.
Alrighty. And why is it so hard for the small brewery to get distribution outside of its local area?
Because to service the liquor store, like you either got to do it on a one-on-one basis where you're direct delivery, or you have to go through the LCBO direct delivery chain. And then packaging requirements are stringent, stale dating, costs you money. If you're got a beer that's stale dated, they have to destroy the beer and charge you. If there's problems of any sort, you've got to go through head office. So small brewers decide that, okay, I can't afford to package for the masses. I just got my 6-packs, my cans, and I'm going to direct deliver them. So there's only so far a small brewery can do, especially when they're very, very young. You look at us, we drove the most about an hour for years. And now, we've reached a point where we're going to Windsor, in the summertime, and going to Ottawa year-round now. And Ottawa's a great, area that supports craft. They get support local, and they're waving Ontario's flag, right? So we've got an agent in Ottawa now. We have a truck going out about every 2 weeks, and it's been great. But at the beginning, how could I drive to Ottawa in order for 6 cases of beer? The gas alone would kill me. So it becomes a cost, and a lot of small breweries don't have the volume, and they slowly ramp up to it. You start providing beer for a major part of Southern Ontario, you got to have some tanks behind you. A lot of guys start very small. You have a couple of tanks, and they focus on their local servicing area, people walking in the door, and as they grow, their distribution.
Alrighty, now I don't know where this one. I'll just go on to the next flavor or something about it while you're answering. Alrighty, you guys are part of the OCB, and I know that you can't go to the beer store and ever buy any merchandise. Has the OCB ever thought of, for distribution purposes, doing an online store with, merchandise from each different brewery there, so that everybody can get it instead of having to go to the local brewery?
Actually, I don't know if they have. I'm the wrong person to ask that, but that's a great question, and I'm going to ask that question because that would be a great thing to do, and having a site that offers everybody's products would keep it simple, and it's, you know, as a group we can pay to develop that site and set up maybe somewhere.
I know I'd buy some of these.
So that's a great idea, Chad. You know what? I'm gonna ask that question.
Yeah. Now it's marketing. It's like anything else. I gotta let people aware of it, and it's like our biggest problem is, you know, sales.
Alrighty, John. Last things here.
Finally, it's about time. I've been here all freaking morning, for God's sakes. I can't get rid of him. I even get a case of beer to get him out of the door, and he still came back.
There's my beer right there, though. What is the difference between craft beer and the big national brands?
Well, craft beer is hand done. If you look at, you know, you go into a big brewery, it's basically button pushing. You know, a brewer doesn't even touch a kettle, doesn't even touch any barley and hops. Everything is a button. When you go into a craft brewery, you know, we're grinding barley by hand, we're adding ingredients by hand, we're checking gravities by hand, temperatures with thermometers. It's a totally different level. There'd be no difference than, you know, watching Campbell's Soup make soup and watching your mom or yourself making a pot of soup. That's the difference. We're cutting everything by hand. We're touching, feeling, loving, and that's the biggest difference. And, you know, a small brewery can make beer in such small volumes where a big brewery would never attempt to make the little volumes that we do, because in their picture of things, there's no money in it. But, you know, producing beer in small levels, there's a market that'll pay a small premium to get a beer that was hand done.
Is there a difference in shelf life between the two?
Definitely. I mean, when you look at, first of all, there's all kinds of preservatives used in the industry that are kind of been grandfathered and not mentioned on labels. Their beer is pasteurized, there's preservatives in their beer. There's a lot of corn and corn syrup, which are much more stable than barleys and stuff. And packaging equipment, like a small brewer, we can't afford the packaging facilities that the big breweries have. Big breweries almost package in a lab format where we're not quite as intensive. You know, we've got, you know, maybe $150,000 in packaging equipment, where most of the Lavats and the big breweries, they'll have millions in it. Like, you blink and they do a skid. We're doing a case a minute, you know, around here. It's totally different element. So a craft beer generally has a shelf life, I'm going to say, about 4 months. And mass-produced beer, I'm going to say forever and ever, amen.
Now, I know not many people know this, but a lot of the big breweries do add coloring to their beer. Do you add any coloring to your beer?
No, and people don't realize that there's so much corn and corn syrup used in mass-produced beer that they have to add coloring to their beer. I'll do, when I'm doing beer 101s, I'll get a bottle of light beer, pour it in a glass, and show the color of this light beer. Then I'll get my light beer, pour it in a glass, and they see the color and difference in color. I'll add 50% water to my light beer, and it'll give me the color of the light beer from the mass brewery. That's how much filler is used in the beer.
Do you know offhand any of the other things they add to the beer? I hear that they add things for head retention and...
They add stuff for head retention. There are about a dozen chemicals in the processing world that are been grandfathered and are allowed to use. When you look at a lot of commercially brewed beers, they're listing just water, hops, barley, and yeast. I know for a fact Rhino used to work for a big brewery, and one of the most popular beers in Canada has 18 to 22 ingredients. And if you look at the label, they're listing.
Yeah, they don't even say they use corn or rice.
That's right. There's no mention of corn, rice, corn extract, rice extract is heavily used in the industry, and they're all just avoided, which is not fair. And as a small brewer, we just want the general consumer to know, hey, when you drink a craft beer, this is what it's got. When you drink a mass-produced beer, this is everything that's in it, and you make that decision.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for coming out.
Great.
Thanks for coming out to Nickel Brook. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.